What's good, guys? This is Chris from WearTesters.com. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today we're taking a look at these guys right here. This is Puma's latest basketball shoe. You probably saw them on the feet of DeMarcus Cousins way back when in, I think it was the playoffs, right before his quad. He's been having a lot of injury problems. But this guy right here is the Puma Legacy, also known as the Puma Legacy 68. So the Puma Legacy 68, again, brand new model from Puma Basketball, or Puma Hoops as they're called. And these guys right here, they're interesting. It's like a nice little throwback with a mix of kind of like modern tech and all that stuff, much like all their other shoes. Every year, I believe there's gonna be 2 basketball models. There could be more, but 2 primarily that are performance focused. There's gonna be one that's kind of like more affordable, which is these guys. And then last year or earlier in the year, it was these guys. And then there's going to be a flagship shoe, which is gonna be the Clyde shoe. So last season was the Clyde Court. And then this year there's going to be a new Clyde model, which is I think the one that we've been seeing leaked on the feet of like people like J. Cole. They actually look really fresh, I gotta say. Like, those joints look dope. So these guys right here are going to be the more affordable option. I think that these actually look good, don't you think? Like, for a new basketball shoe,
they just look long.
They fit long too. Thank you. You know, I wasn't in the fit section, but we're gonna get right to it. The fit, to me, they fit a little bit long. On top of that, the material right here, the knit or the engineered mesh, not knit, it's mesh. But there's a lot of volume above the toe. It's something that I don't like personally. So I'm hoping that once I like kind of like break them in, they move a little bit better. Because right now when I flex, they kind of do that like weird like popping sound and stuff like that, like plasticky shoes. I do believe it's because there's like a layer glued to the back of it and everything. But once they break in, I'm hoping that they fit a lot better. But for right now, they do fit a little bit long in the forefoot, which again, I'm not a fan of. So if you like a nice snug fit, I would recommend going down half a size in these. Obviously try them on in store if possible, but like most non-Nike and Jordan shoes, like it's like good luck. I have not seen these in a store yet, so hopefully soon. Shout out to Puma for sending these our way, by the way, because that was a major, like, what do you call it, like an alley-oop?
A surprise?
Well, it was a surprise too. Yeah, that was really cool. But it's hard to find these things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think Shoe Palace in our area is the only one with them, and I think Champs with some of the colorways. But for the most part, you just can't find these things, and it's a bummer. New York is the spot. Like, if you go to New York, like their flagship Foot Locker store, like everything's in there. I'm not in New York, so
that's
sucks.
a long
it's a long trip.
to go get.
It's a long trip. But these guys right here, they feature a lot of rubber on the outsole. You can see it wrapping up a lot of the shoe, so they are a little bit bottom heavy, but they do feature a traction pattern that's kind of like that Thunderbolt look. I am curious on how it's going to perform, because these guys right here had kind of like a bladed traction and it worked really, really well. This guy right here is kind of a flat surface, so it's not aggressive and all that stuff doesn't protrude out of the shoe. I'm not so sure about this. I'm hoping that it works really well. The rubber feels good, like as far as the compound is concerned, so that could really play into, you know, whether or not it works well, because I've had some flat soled shoes like this that actually do grip the floor quite well, like an Air Jordan 3 for example. I know that they don't look like they would, but they have some pretty good traction on them, and so I'm hoping for that with these guys right here. And then the midsole, you can kind of see it peeking through and everything, but the midsole I believe is their Ignite foam. You can see it peeking through there. It looks like it's got those energy beads in there.
Can I see it?
But I don't know if they do. You can see a little texture.
Yeah.
Right? So I don't know if in the back is this stuff right here. They call it hybrid because it's Ignite foam plus the energy beads, but I don't know if this stuff is somehow encapsulated in this midsole. But there's these 2 lines right there and you can see a little bit of texture through there, so I'm assuming that it is, but I really don't know. I'm hoping that it is, because that would be great. And then right off the bat, these do feel a little bit more comfortable than those. Those are the Puma Uproars. Those were a little bit firm underfoot. These are too, but they feel a little bit softer. Not much, but just a little bit. I'm hoping that they feel really nice once you start moving and stuff, because I'm just trying them on from like a idle standstill. And then moving back to the upper, we have a forefoot that is comprised of an engineered mesh, and then the rear and midfoot section are kind of like synthetic materials. They're supposed to mimic leather. They look like leather. They're pretty soft as well. So it's kind of got that throwback look to it. So you got like old school tech and materials, and then new school kind of like modern construction. Very similar to what they're doing with pretty much all of their models, which I think is great because it gives you a retro feel while still being modern and stuff. I actually really like the Puma logo on the side. I think it looks super dope. It's kind of got that like 3D look to it. I think it looks like way cooler than this one, because that Puma logo almost doesn't even look like a logo. Like this one is like, boom, these are Pumas, dude. They look like old school Clydes. Little tab right there. It's super dope. I love this. They're only available in 2 colorways right now too. This I think is the best of the 2, but there's also this like black and like weird green one. Do those glow in the dark?
I don't know, but I like that one.
Oh really?
The teal?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of mostly black shoes and stuff. Some of them I like, but those ones just not being one of them. These I think look really cool. I'm interested to know what other colorways will be available colorway in these because the Uproar, kind of like a basic model, but the colorways on that shoe were fantastic. That yellow one is dope. The All-Star one was sick. The split look, like those were fire. And then they had the Palace Guard OG colorway, red, white, and blue. Those were fire too. I think the Puma's designs and like its language and stuff, its heritage look, they really play up well with colors, man. Like it's such a clean type of silhouette, even though they're kind of busy. There's like more panels on these than say like the old school like Puma suede, which is very simple and all that stuff. But these guys right here, they just look really cool, man. I think these are dope. It is a mid-top / high top. I don't know if I'm gonna really love this. It's a little stiff and stuff too, so I'm definitely gonna have to start off in some high socks. Then you got some elements like this little clip with the nylon thing that are from the other shoes, because that same exact thing is featured right there at the top and everything. So they're borrowing certain elements, kind of keeping that design language through and through, which is great. Gives you something similar while looking like something new. The retail price on these guys is listed at $110 at Puma.com. However, I just ran into them at Dicks.com, or it's not Dicks.com.
I bet you there is one.
Oh, she would know.
How? I just said I bet. I
don't know. You sounded pretty.
I know for a fact.
You sounded pretty confident, man. You'd be like, I've been to Dicks.com. It's awesome. But no, I meant Dick's Sporting Goods, and they were listed at $99. So if you wanted to save a little bit of money, there were also free shipping available. You can go ahead and do that. No, that's not a sponsor. Just looking out, I guess. But that pretty much takes care of it as far as a first quick look at these guys right here. I'm excited to play in them. However, I hope that the fit is like proper, because again, they fit a little bit long. But you guys let us know what you think about them down below in the comment section. Also, what do you think about Puma's kind of like recent, I guess you could call it resurgence in the basketball market? They've only had 2 models so far. This one's their 3rd one, but I don't think that they did a bad job.
I think they've been very steady.
They've been steady and consistent, and they've been rolling shoes out at a very good pace. It's not like an everyday release like a Nike. It's not an every weekend release like Jordan. It's not every like once in a while like Adidas. It's like they've got like their shoes and they roll out a couple of cool colorways and boom. It feels like Puma's kind of like in the space all year round, which is really interesting because there's other shoes from other brands where it's like, huh? I forgot that those existed.
That's called strategy.
It is strategy. Anyways, you guys let us know what you think about Puma and Puma Hoops, their recent resurgence within the, not just footwear line, but the basketball line specifically. Have you been playing in any of their Puma models? If you have, let us know what you think about them down below in the comment section. Stay tuned for a performance review in a few weeks. We are definitely backed up with the reviews right now, so be patient. We'll get everything out there, hopefully. And with that being said, thank you once again to Puma. Thank you guys for watching, and until next time, guys, have a good one.
I wanted to ask you what you thought about how Puma labels their basketball shoes, because
they label every colorway a different shoe.
Yes.
I mean, a different name. And you know how confusing that is? If you think that you're confused by which Kobe AD it is, okay? Because the Puma Clyde Court, they unveiled that shoe as the Puma Clyde Court Disrupt.
And that's what everybody calls it.
So that's what we all thought that the shoe's name was. Turns out that was just that really loud colorway. And then they started naming the other colorway is something different. So this shoe right here is called the Legacy, period. But this colorway is called the Legacy 68.
Yes.
Because it's a throwback, clearly, to 1968 and the style of stuff that they used to rock back then. And then the black and green one that Jalik, our other tester, like what is that one called? Do you remember? I don't remember, man.
It's something to do with the night or dark or something like that.
It's cheesy, dude. What I would recommend, and this is no shot to Puma, this is just friendly consumer to brand. I wouldn't even call this advice. This is just my opinion. This is my thoughts. Drop all the weird stuff. Just have a name for a shoe. And if you have a colorway name,
make sure you put those.
Yes, the quotes. You know what I mean? Like they have a Nike, who gives a what the name of the shoe is? Colorway. Right?
No, I agree.
So,
put that right out there in the press release, because otherwise we're reading it all as one.
Because I thought that this was the Puma Legacy 68, and then she was like, nah, man, that's just the colorway. The black and green one is a different thing. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
And then I was like, so they're doing the same thing that they did with see, I was about to call it the Disrupt, but it's the Clyde Court. The Clyde Court, whatever, you know? So you got to put parentheses or quotes or something around that so that people know, because that's confusing. And I know that it's something small, you know what I mean? But marketing is everything. And so like if people can't search for the shoe because they don't know what it's called, that's a problem.
And I don't mind colorways having a theme or anything.
No, quote it.
Just make sure it's very apparent.
Exactly, exactly. They did a good job with that shoe, the Uproar, because this was the Uproar something. I don't remember what it was called. Oh yeah, they made it very clear with this shoe and everything. But like this shoe looks like something, whether it's in the black and green colorway or this colorway, it looks like something from the 60s. You know,
this shoe is so narrow. I noticed when you were doing this while recording, it looks like it could fit inside.
I was saying that they fit long compared to these fit super snug, very tight. I loved the way that these fit. And then you had the Clyde Court, and those were like a modern knit, kind of like stretchy in certain areas, but not super stretchy. And those felt like you could have gone down half a size to get that perfect snug fit to make sure that it doesn't overstretch. These are just, they feel long.
Yeah.
And so it's like really kind of like a weird like thing. So I don't know if they're using a multiple different lasts.
They have to be.
Well, obviously they have to be, but I think it's strange that they do, because that will mess, again, just friendly advice. As a consumer, that messes with what I know your shoes fit like. Because so far, that's 3 models. All 3 fit differently. That's not a good thing. So you have to make sure that your brand, this is almost like a free consult, you know what I mean? But so your brand has to be easily marketed, you know what I'm saying? So if you have a name for a colorway, make sure that you let people understand that's just the colorway name, 68. And then make sure that all your shoes are consistent, size-wise. Do not be Adidas. Trust me, it's the most frustrating thing, because you know how much sales Adidas probably misses based off of people not being able to try things on and not being confident in purchasing their shoe?
Oh, I know. I won't purchase Adidas online at all, unless I already have that shoe and I want it in a different colorway.
So I'm just saying, again, no shots fired to Puma. We like what you guys are doing. It's nothing like that. It's just a friendly little tip.